One of the areas that we help people is obviously with their pensions, and when we find pension mistakes, that's a big deal to our clients. You know, from a $21,000 error to $58,000, as high as $125,000. All those people were happy that we found those mistakes. And you know, people will retire 2-3 years later. They come back to us, who maybe aren't even clients, and we'll sit down and do a review for them, and we find a mistake of a $21,000 mistake 3 years after they retire. That's a big deal to a lot of these people. And again, you know, who's double and triple checking those numbers with the company? Well, I understand where disability might play a role in pension mistakes, or we look at payroll feeds and we understand that, hey, something's not right here, but we know how not only to find them, but more importantly, how to get those fixed. So again, hopefully you're not one of those that we continue to help, you know, find pension mistakes. Probably, only about 10% out there have pension mistakes in their areas, but 10% is a lot with all the people that we help. So the bottom line of it is, you know, it's gratifying to me to be able to help those people when we find those mistakes, get it corrected so that they get the additional money that they're owed. So, you know, one of the things when we hear these changes with segmented interest rates, which defines how these pension plans, either you make money or you can lose a lot of money. And I found it quite ironic because we work with so many different people across the board, and regardless of the company, my one client happened to be in HR of a company. And the ironic thing was, I was informing him, beginning of the year that, hey, these rates are changing and it's not for the good. And he came into my office and was surprised because I couldn't believe his words. And he said to me, "Mike, the rates are favorable." I said, "No, they're not." I said, "Based off your calculation, you're probably going to lose about $80,000 of your lump sum pension." And his floor dropped. Basically his mouth dropped to the floor. And it was like, wow. Okay. Well, he retired, this past year, and we ended up saving him over $80,000 of his lump sum pension. But again, if he would have came in for a review and just would have kept working, guess what would end up happening? He would end up losing that money. And again, we talk about this. And again, just because someone's in HR doesn't mean they truly understand their pension. There's very few people in HR, unless they specialize in the retirement side. They can be more on payroll, HR, and they're not going to get this. Okay, it depends on what their position is. But the bottom line of it is we're able to save that client a lot of money. And he made an informed decision, from a retirement standpoint. So again, we have an impact on a lot of people, regardless of the company, regardless of their position. If they're an assembly worker to middle management to someone in HR, credit union, or executive at the highest level, we work with everybody. And they get the same information, that same education. And again, I tell all my clients that, even at seminars we do. I don't care if you're in assembly. I don't care if you're in middle management. I don't care if you're an executive at the highest level. Guess what? Everyone's on the same level playing field. You need that information. You know what? Everyone that comes into my office, it's the biggest decision they're going to make when it comes to their retirement. And again, if we can have a meaningful impact for that client, we can have that same meaningful impact for you. So you don't make a mistake when it comes to your retirement.